Oh, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Darren's Hour with Darren Phillips coming to you live in the Gold Vegas in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Happy July 4th weekend. Holiday being on a Monday, that means you get 4 days off. Now, usually I refer to Hawaii time, wondering what time it is in Hawaii. And I used to have to shout out to my friend Jennifer McCord, who's usually up and awake. But no, I got the best source because she's actually in studio today visiting us. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
There you go. So what is it, about 9 o'clock Hawaii time normally right about now, right? You're 3 hours, right?
Yes, right now we are.
You're having breakfast while we're figuring out what to do for lunch. And you oh, there you go. Right, well, Jennifer McCord, aloha, Aaron. Absolutely. Listen, we get them from everywhere. Anyway, thank you for joining us, folks. Thank you for making me part of your long holiday weekend. I hope you have some great plans. I hope you're going to enjoy some family time. If you're going to try to get on an airplane somewhere, that's the biggest farce there is in the country right now. I got some stories about that. One that actually paralleled my wife's situation from a couple of weeks ago. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But, hey, listen, I got a guest. I just can't keep this guest away. She loves coming on my show. And, of course, my fan base loves having her come on the show. And truth be told, don't tell her this, I love her coming on my show, too. Miss Mona will be with us after break. And believe it or not, I got not one, but I got two Jennifers here in studio that want to get a short, small reading from Mystic Mona while she's here. So we'll have some. And if you want to get a reading over the phone, guess what? She can do that. She can absolutely. Didn't we do one from Denmark, I think, the last time? My friend Healy called in. We can even do international readings. We'll exchange the exchange rate a little bit, but don't worry about that. 702-329-6947. 1-855-502-4321 is the international number if you're outside the United States. In either case, please press the number 1. Special shout out to everybody listening on the Go Live Vegas mobile app, driving around town, maybe driving to some destination. We're getting ready to enjoy the weekend. I appreciate you taking me on the go with you.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, what am I reminding you about?
We're not on the app, and now we are.
Oh, jeez. So do I have to repeat that last paragraph again? All right. Special shout out to everybody listening on the Go Live Vegas mobile app. We appreciate you going and taking me with you. We had a little delay start on the app there. 702-329-6947. Listen, a lot going on in the world, a lot going on locally. There's just a lot. By the way, as I said, happy 4th of July weekend to the country. I want to thank Raquel Eligas, who has decorated our studio with some red, white, and blue. There you go. I got even a couple more flags up here. And if you saw my post on Instagram and Facebook yesterday, I worked out at I Love Kickboxing. And normally on Saturdays, hello, Chris up in Canada. Normally on Saturdays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, they do theme days. And so their theme for today, which of course I can't go to because I'm here Saturday mornings happily, was red, white, and blue for the holiday. And I just so happened to have had a red, white, and blue stars and stripes tank top, which I wore. And then I needed new boxing gloves. Wouldn't you know it, they had red, white, and blue stars and stripes boxing gloves. I felt like Apollo Creed, you know, when he fought with the red, white, and blue. And there's a picture of me with the gloves on my Facebook page wearing my shirt. So happy 4th of July. And then I have to admit, it's really not a long weekend to celebrate 4th of July. Because I'm going to be selfish here. You all are celebrating my birthday for 4 long days because my birthday is the 5th of July. I'll be turning a crispy 58 years young on July 5th. Crispy, I'm well done. Stick a fork in me, I'm well done. So before I forget, happy birthday to America. Happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating a birthday today through next week. And anytime, but you know, within the recent time frame. Now, next week's show, I'm gonna give you a little heads up. I got a guest lined up for next week. She'll be appearing with me. Jody Rocco will be joining me next week. And if you're not sure who that is, let me just say you can look her up, obviously, but you can let's say she's Aaron, how would you say she's closely connected to Milli Vanilli? Would that be a way to?
Not closely.
Well, I'm trying to tease it, but if everybody remembers this, very, very, almost, you know what? They were so close, she even sounded like Milli Vanilli. How's that?
There you go.
Would that work? Okay, you guys remember the scandal with Milli Vanilli, right? Jennifer Santano, who's here, the GM of UWW, Ultimate Women in Wrestling. You remember the scandal with Milli Vanilli, right? They were lip syncing. No, she's not. But we can do the same job with this song that Jody Rocco did. Jody was one, and her sister were actually the voices you heard singing on Milli Vanilli's songs. So Jody, and I want to thank Aaron for helping that hook up. Jody will be on the show next week talking about that, and she's got a lot going on. So, yeah, listen, Aaron's at this studio, because, there are weeks I just kind of throw my hands up like, Aaron, I'm stuck. I don't have anybody. What you got? And he said, would you like this one, this one, this one? I'm like, whoever says yes first, it's kind of thing.
And then he forgets who they are.
That's true. I do forget. I'm like, who do I have for this week? And usually I'm good at putting them in my phone. I will tell you this. Next week's show after Jody, the 16th, I already have set up. Lou Gazzara, my co-host from Black Tie Vegas, which is on hiatus right now because he's been traveling and cruising and all that other stuff. He is back on land for a couple of weeks. He's got a show coming up at the Italian American.
boy.
That's right. Thank you, Shaggy. He's got a show coming up at the Italian American Club, I think 10 days from whatever it is, towards the end of the month. So he's going to come on, talk about his show. So I'm going to actually put Lou in the hot seat on my show, where usually on his show, I love to be on his show to be front row when he sings. Are you kidding me? So anyway, so Lou on the 16th, and then after that, it's up for grabs. Whoever Aaron can help me find would be great. Hint, hint. Oh, maybe a certain general manager of a wrestling promotion might want to come on this show, introduce UWW to a whole different audience. Anyway, 702-329-6947. I have the chat room up. I want to say hello to Krista. Frank is in there, too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, as always, the favorite part of some of the news I share is my producer's favorite part, where we talk about some of the winnings in this town. I do want to remind everybody, A, you got to be in it to win it. B, overall in the, 100 years old this city is? I don't know. Officially, the Strip is incorporated, 100, whatever it is. The city was not built on winners. Although Jennifer McCord, our friend, she happily shows her little pictures and videos when she wins a little something, so she's doing okay. But for the most part, this town was not built on winners. So keep that in mind when you're dropping your money into the machines, okay? Some people do get lucky, and there's a couple wins for a birthday weekend celebration in Las Vegas. Did you see this one, Mystic Mona? Were you involved in telling them to go play so that they would win? No? No, that's not what... No, right, you would have gotten a little cut on it, right? A California couple received an extra special birthday gift last Sunday with a jackpot win of 251,174 buckaroos at the Flamingo Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Michael Intravia from Hollister, California, was in town with his girlfriend, Nicole Scott, to celebrate their birthdays. On their last night in town, after playing for about 3 hours, Intravia was playing Texas Hold'em Mega Jackpot and hit a royal flush for his win of $250,000. The couple was thrilled about the win. That guess what? They decided to extend their stay another night in Las Vegas. Bet the hotel was happy about that. He thanked his good luck charm and his girlfriend for the win, plans to invest it, and his advice to people about winning: don't give up, keep playing. Which is good. It's like the same idea. You got to be in it to win it, right? I mean, you can't win a jackpot. I mean, you can, depending upon the jackpot you want to win. But if you want to win a jackpot, you got to be in it to win a jackpot. How many, now, show of hands out there in Aaron's Hour land, but I've got some live people here. If you're Adele fans, raise your hand. I'm laughing because ain't nobody's hands in the studio went up. That's the funny part.
I don't play that game.
I know you don't. Arnold. Well, here's why I share that, because we know the as they say in Yiddish, there's a Yiddish word, it's tsuris, which means a mess. You create chaos, right? So she created tsuris last year. If you all remember, like the last second when she was about to start her residency down over at Caesars, she canceled, claiming all sorts of different reasons about set design, this, that, and the other thing. Word came out a couple days later. It was really all about her love life. She wasn't happy with the producer, was her boyfriend, so she decided, you know what, let's just cancel the whole thing off, right? Wasn't her song? Let's forget the whole thing. I forget. Anyway, so let's call it, thank you. See, Mystic Mona knows, see? A new announcement from Adele has fans wondering when she'll finally start her Las Vegas residency. Well, all I got to tell you is the singer has announced that her 2 July performances in London have been canceled, but no update on the residency. Numerous fans commented on the post asking about the postponed residency, which was supposed to kick off January 21st, 2022, which we just talked about, and run through Caesars at April 16th. This is not how you win people. She had a show scheduled in London, and she canceled that. It's not how you win friends and influence people. So no word has come out yet about the rescheduled residency at Caesars. They said it was COVID, but we know that's not the truth. If you look up the word diva in the dictionary, Dictionary.com, a thesaurus. What are the chances we see Adele's picture in there? You think that's a good chance? I mean, anyway. So it's not how you win friends and influence people, especially when it comes to Vegas headliners. People are literally, listen, I got to imagine somewhere somebody's got a list of people who are just anxiously waiting, and not only, and including our local talent, guys like Lou Gazzara, who are just waiting and chomping at the bit to be offered an opportunity to have a residency. And I got news for you. A guy like Lou, and I'm not saying this because I co-host with him and he's going to come on. I'm a friend of his. I've heard him sing up close personal. I've seen him on the stage. The guy can blow anybody away. Okay? Here's a guy. He loves doing cruises. He's got a family, though. He would love to have a residency here in Vegas. And we have somebody like Adele acting like she does. And, of course, the casinos will keep pandering to somebody like that and give her shot after shot after shot. But I digress. 702-329-6947. You know what would be interesting? Call me, text me, chat me. Oh, don't text me because I'm not giving you my phone number. Chat me. Who would you like to see in Las Vegas have a residency? Give me a name. I don't care. It could be local. It could be somebody who's bigger name that's never appeared in Vegas or has that you wish they would come back. I would love to know who people would love to see have a residency or perform here in Vegas on a regular basis. How about that for a question? And if I like your answer, I'll share it. If I don't like it, I'll probably share it anyway. It's because I'm an equal opportunity offender. Now, those of us who live in Vegas, you guys like watching planes take off and land and fly, and all you guys. I'm intrigued by that stuff. Well, over on Sunset, between Las Vegas Boulevard and Eastern, there's a parking lot where people used to be able to park and watch the planes land and take off. And kids were, you just go there, you watch the kids, they're just like, how is this happening? Well, did you know? I feel like ESPN. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Did you know that after 2 years being shut down because of COVID, as of yesterday, that viewing parking lot is now open for the public to go in, park, enjoy watching the planes in and out. Now, before the COVID, there was no charge, there was no tolls, there was no fees. I don't think that's the case, but you can still go in. It is a parking lot. You can only go in, well, the way it's set up, you can go in on the south side of the parking lot, like you have in one and out the other. So don't go in the out, because that'll mess up thinking you're going for a burger. Hello. Oh, Richard Delatorre 360 Entertainment on YouTube, where it's being watched. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that, buddy. So that is now open, and the closest view, I didn't know this, the closest runway that you're actually watching is 25L, which is the runway that's closest, and it allows for 49 parking spots there. So if you want something different to do for a little bit with the kids, or we don't have make-out points anymore like they used to have back in the day, go to the airport. Something will take off, if not the airplanes. But anyway, thank you. Thank you. I set you up for that one there, Mr. Producer. All right, how about this one? Any Kiss fans? All right, I got one person in the room. Plus, I'm one. I used to dress up as, 2, 3. I saw your hand start going up, Jennifer. Yes or no? Kiss, no? All right. You know, Gene Simmons, I just saw, he's got his big mansion here in town. He actually had to reduce the price another $2.5 million off his mansion to try to sell it. This is the one he bought a year ago to move here, that then after less than a year, his girlfriend, wife, whatever their official title is, and I'm blanking on her name at this particular second, she's not happy in Vegas. So within less than a year, he had to turn around and Krista, she must Kiss. He had to turn around in less than a year and resell the mansion that they just purchased. I wonder if he took a bath with that. But anyway, at the Rio, for those who don't know, or might remember, there was a Kiss mini golf course that used to be off of, not Koval. What's the other one? Crap, why am I blanking on the road? Anyway, down off of Flamingo on one of the corners there. What's the Paradise? Holy crap!
Okay.
No, I'm sitting in chief seat from TCA. That's the problem. And he didn't leave his teeth behind to help me, for that matter. So they moved it from there, and it's been relocated to the Rio for a long time. Okay. Well, now with 1970s. There you go. Give me Ace Frehley. That's who I used to dress as. But did you know? There's another. Did you know? You probably know this if you're Kiss fans. He was actually a school teacher in New York City before he started the band, and he's originally from, his family is Israel. And when they used to have Gene Simmons' Diamonds Family, that TV show, that reality show, he took it very personally when his dad passed. And he hadn't seen his dad in years and years. And he and his family flew to Israel and visit his dad's burial site. And he was very, very emotional about getting back to his roots. But Anyway, he's over 70. You know, him and Paul Stanley are really still the anchors. Back in my day in ninth grade, I dressed up as Ace Frehley for 2 years in my high school parades. I had makeup and everything. I have a picture of it somewhere on my Facebook. But anyway, so I digress. But after all those years, the KISS Army and all the paraphernalia and everything, alongside the golf, miniature golf place, is now the KISS Museum. I don't know fees or anything, but that is now open. 50 years worth of face-painted rockers memorabilia, including instruments, vinyl records, video games, clothing, comic books, trading cards, and much more in the gallery. The exhibit totals 15,000 square feet of memorabilia. Okay? It's also in the same spot where you can play the miniature golf. You can have your photo taken, videos of yourself on stage with KISS, obviously. It's just crazy what's going to be in there. So go down, check that out. They're doing their farewell road, the end of the road farewell tour, but as we know, farewells are not always forever, right? Last thing before I go into a little thing about the airlines, and then we'll bring Moan up here. And Lake Mead, by the way, if you're following the story, Lake Mead is drying out here in town. We know about the water issues here and rainfall, and as the water levels keep dropping, more and more stuff is being found that was, we'll just say, buried in Lake Mead. We know that over the last couple of months, a few barrels of bones were found as the lake has been drying out. Boats, there was a boat, nose up, was found a couple of weeks ago. But here's the latest one.
Yeah, wise guy, eh?
Yeah, this might be a good show to have Frankie Citro on to talk about that. WW2 era landing craft is emerging in Lake Mead. Now, for those who don't know what a landing craft is, this is the type of boat that would bring soldiers to the shoreline, transport them from the big boat or however. Another piece of Lake Mead history is emerging. The Hemingway Harbor and Lake Mead Arena, a World War II era Higgins landing craft, is almost halfway out of the water, less than a mile from the current marinas. The boat has been known to many for decades and has been a popular diving site once 185 feet below surface. Think about that. It's now half out, and at one time it was 185 feet below water levels. It is now visible. First of all, why would a landing boat be in Lake Mead? Think about that. We didn't have any wars going on here during World War II. Practice, well, that's true. Well, all right, no, practice I buy because of Nellis, maybe. Those are pilots, but who knows? You know, who knows? And then the area, right, the aliens from Area 51. That is very true. They do have to get over to the land somehow if their landing ship is only water, But anyway, check that out. That's pretty interesting. Last but not least, I'm going to skip the airplane stuff so we can go to break and get Moan up here. Those of you here in town, if you're looking for a job part-time, something to get... My water bottles. I'll be down there to save you at break. Rod Sterling. Every time I hear that, I think of Rod Sterling. Rod Sterling. You remember The Twilight Zone? Anyway, so if you're looking for a job here in town, part-time, 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day. 1 hour in the morning to get kids safely across the street. 1 hour in the afternoon to get them out of school safely across the street home or to their parents, whatever. Clark County is looking for crossing guards ahead of the school year. Okay, that's it. 2 hours a day, $15 an hour, $30 a day, $150 a week. Listen, is it going to buy a Maserati? No. Is it going to give you gas per week? Yeah. Give you something to do to get you out of the house. There will be 4 hiring events from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The first one, Monday the 25th at Aloha Shores behind Rainbow Library in the Northwest Valley. Tuesday the 26th at Heritage Park. Wednesday the 27th at Desert Breeze Park, and Thursday the 28th at Freedom Park on North Mojave Road. If you're interested, you can send an email to lasvegasjobs@thecrossingguardcompany.com. Not going to make you a ton of money, but if you're tired of sitting around the house, bitching and moaning, and your spouse is getting on you for doing nothing, come on now. 2 hours a day? Are you kidding me? If I wasn't already working for the school district, that would be my gig. All right, with that, I'm going to save the airlines. I will end it. That's not totally true. As we go to break, I'm going to say this. My dad was supposed to go back to New Jersey at the end of August to visit my sister and family. He got an email 2 days ago that his flight on United Airlines has already been canceled. Okay? With that, I'm going to send you to break because when we come back, we're going to have Mystic Mona look at what the hell's going on with the airline companies in the world moving forward. You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
Do you miss the taste of classic Italian food? Marsigliano's Pizza and More was recently voted number 29 in the country for its great tasting pizza, pastas, parmesanas, strombolis, and desserts. If it's not on the menu, owner Richie will have it made for you. Marsigliano's can now take care of all your catering needs. Marsigliano's is located at 8125 West Sahara Avenue. Whether it's dine-in, take-out, or delivery, you'll love the food and keep coming back. Call 702-979-9222. That's 702-979-9222 to enjoy the best Italian food in Vegas.
Go Live Vegas Studios, a unique multi-camera social media virtual content creators paradise. We offer high-end services using live streaming and film production for your personal or corporate, commercial or event and campaign needs. Pre-record or live stream to your audience on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. Fun and interactive with social media comments, phone lines, live remotes, audio Foley sounds, and Snapchat filters. Be creative, get recognized, and make money. We help you by providing an all in-house production team. Visit our website at golive.vegas.
The least surprising song that you'd ever think that you'd hum the rest of your day. My theme song. Aaron's humming it before the show goes on. I got it in my head. What I like in that song, though, is like the steel drums that you'd find on the islands, right? Those are pretty good. I like the steel drum sounds. You guys, you know the steel drums when you go to, don't you have them in?
Actually, no, the Caribbean is more.
The Caribbean, okay. Mystic Mona joins me on the
Yes.
set. Why does it say Scott Wells Magician on there in the preview window?
I don't know, but we both got the memo about wearing
Yes.
blue.
We did. Blue, the logo, and this is brand new. I have to
It's very cool.
I have to get some more, but
Yes.
they still owe me a white one. I can't get them to give me an answer on where my white one is. I ordered two.
Bummer, dude.
You know where they're coming from, which is why I can't get an answer.
I understand.
Anyway,
bummer,
but it is
dude.
good. At least I got this one, and it has my. And here's a fun, like a real jersey. It's got
Yeah.
my. Where's my patch? It's got my show
Yeah, I
patch
see
on one
that.
shoulder. I got my name on the back.
I don't know that it gets any more professional than that.
Well, yeah, you'd have a more professional host. That's probably how it gets more professional.
It's all good.
702-329-6947. Shannon Tweed, by the way, Gene Simmons, I don't know, it's not wife. I don't think they ever got married. Spouse, significant. I mean, I think they're common law right now, probably, right? I mean, they've been together forever.
It's a very interesting relationship.
That's a very politically nice way of saying it. But thank you, Krista, up in Canada. We appreciate that. Appreciate everybody on the app for joining us. Okay, so what's been going on since I last saw you? Been busy?
I had an incredibly huge, busy May. I was booked for probably 9 events.
I know. I couldn't get you on the show.
It was
in May.
great. And then the first couple weeks of June was that busy. And ever since the first couple weeks of June, it's been kind of quiet for events. But a lot of people calling me for in-person and phone sessions. So,
Okay.
So that's really cool.
Is it
Yeah.
common because like school's out, events don't generally happen over the summer, or
Lots of people are on vacation.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have some more events that are kicking in as
Okay.
of August, but this month's kind of quiet. There's
Okay.
a couple things in Tahoe that might end up happening.
well,
so.
if any of those events ever need an announcer, I mean, you know,
Oh no, you're my first choice.
may not be theirs, but I'm your first.
No,
choice. Just kidding. Just
you're
kidding.
my first choice.
I know. I'm being facetious. So you're busy, a little slow down, which is, you know what? It's great when you're busy, but a little time to kind of go,
Right.
right? Kind of reorganize a
Yeah.
little bit's not bad.
So it's really fun to be able to stay home when you live in Vegas.
Yes.
Because you can still get into the movies. We have this, almost all our theaters are the stadium seating
Yes.
movie theaters.
The lounge
so you can
chairs.
reserve your seat. You can get your popcorn. You can be comfortable. You're not crammed in like sardines.
Right.
So a movie experience with most of the theaters in Vegas is actually like going to a show.
Yes.
way less expensive, which is kind of nice.
My
But-
wife was scanning Regal Cinemas the other night because we were thinking about going to a movie the other night, and she pulled up, I don't know if I should say it, but I'll say it anyway, Red Rock. Their cinemas up there, you know what they charge for a ticket now?
$18 a seat.
My wife saw them for $19.50. Now,
Oh,
it
my
could have been
gosh.
because it was a Saturday night, maybe, I don't know, or
No,
whatever night it was.
it's because it's at downtown Summerlin. If
No,
you-
Red Rock.
Oh,
Not the Regal at downtown Summerlin.
Oh.
Because Red Rock has their own casino, has their own theater inside their casino.
Well, yeah, that,
Yeah.
but they don't have the really good stadium seating seats either.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, they have the stadium seating seats,
Right.
but not the recliners.
Right.
So at downtown Summerlin at the Regal, they have the recliners. But the better deal, and for those that might be over, I don't know, 55, they have, first of all, for people that are not over 55, they do a discount movie for the Cinemark theaters, and those are at the Orleans, the Suncoast. You can reserve your seat. You can get the discount seat. It's a deal. And of course, they do the senior
Right.
movie thing. But you can get that for $11 on a regular movie time,
That's not bad.
which is good.
That's
so,
not bad.
You know, we're all watching our pennies, you know.
Yeah.
But I love being home on holiday weekends,
Sure.
especially when you live in Vegas. And of course, when you live here, you don't go near the Strip unless you have to on holiday weekends. And we look at our own Las Vegas Boulevard like it's the Berlin Wall. People that live on the east side don't go to the west side. People on the west side don't go to the east side.
Very true.
And the reason is that we don't like to drive that far. So we get real connected in our neighborhoods. And I know the 3 restaurants I love to go to on a Saturday night. I know the times to go to them where it's not so crowded. I know when the happy hour deals are. It's like,
I totally, it's so funny. I tell people when I have to go someplace on the other side of 15, I have to get my passport stamped.
Well, so I remember there was this I got to tell you, this. So I ended up being booked for a little party. Well, it was a friend of someone's, and I thought, well, yeah, okay, I'll give him a break. So I give him a break on my hourly rate without asking where they lived.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Where did you end up going?
I live way on the west side. They lived in Boulder City. It took me an hour to get to this thing, and I gave him a discount, which means, right now, it would have paid for gas round trip kind of thing.
Right.
So I did
Barely,
it
probably.
Well, I did it as a favor without asking where they live. So now, because of the gas
Right.
prices, I actually add a gas fee
That's smart.
to my, if I get booked for a party.
That's
just
smart.
because,
I had a hybrid, Ford hybrid.
Yeah,
And I've been dying to get back into an SUV for a long time.
right?
So what did I do? I traded in my hybrid
yes.
for the Equinox that's out front, the orange one.
Yes.
Just as prices started going back up even higher.
Of course you did.
Of course. Well, it's burnt orange is what they call it, or sunset burn, or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, by the way, my buddy George Miklos is in the chat room. I want to give a quick shout out, and then we're going to get to
George.
doing a reading
For Jennifer.
for Jennifer, someone named Jennifer. Next Thursday, July 7th at 10 a.m., we have the debut show of a show called The Round Table
Woohoo!
with George Miklos, Rick Upchurch, former wide receiver of the Denver Broncos, and
Wow.
myself. And our opening show, because of those guys' background and entrepreneurial spirit, and we're talking about health and stuff, our first kickoff show will actually be about mental health.
Oh,
We'll
there
talk
you
about
go.
that.
Yeah.
I want to thank Planet Harvest down in Texas, who's sponsoring that show. So be on the lookout at 10 a.m. It'll be aired on my page right here because we don't have a Facebook page set up yet. So, but seeing George in there just made me say that. So now you
Very
mentioned
cool.
about not wanting to go to the Strip. I do have to say one thing though. Saturday, July 9th,
Yes.
8 p.m.
Well,
at the Sahara, Las Vegas.
7 p.m.
What? Well, 7 p.m. for the pre-show. UWW, Ultimate Women in Wrestling, which Jennifer Santana
Not
is the
UWW.
GM. UW. Well, as we say down south, UWW. Number 2, there it is on the UWW.
would it be the Ultimate Women of Wrestling?
Look, if Mystic Mona knows, because she knows everything exactly right.
Okay, those are so much fun.
Well, come
you know,
down. You should come.
it's. I might.
All right.
Here's the funny thing is it's like it's kind of like watching a train crash. You can't stop watching it. It's like It's like eating Lay's potato chips. Okay,
just keep eating.
I'll watch the next one.
Yeah, I'll stop. One more match.
One more
thing-
match,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, do you remember the old claymation celebrity death
Oh,
match?
yes, on MTV.
Oh my God, those were
Remember
so funny.
Right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of them. And what was that? The boxing referee, the bald-headed guy.
What?
Anyway, but he was the ref and all that. But that's fun. It's a great point.
It was, and is it the same people that created Mr. Bill?
I think it's the same basis of that. I believe it
Right,
is.
right.
Yeah, I think they were
Mr.
behind
Bill.
it. Yes. Oh, no. So Saturday, July 9th, 8 p.m. main event, UWW number 2 at the Sahara, Las Vegas. I don't want to get thrown off the air if we keep mentioning the wrong name. Go to uwwevents.com. But 7, 8 p.m., Thoughts Count Anywhere is doing a pre-show from there, as well as on some free sites. But, yeah, so I had it. So that's a night you do want to go to the strip.
Are there photo opportunities?
Yeah, there's going to be meet and greets and stuff. Well, you're going to have a photo op here in a moment because you probably have someplace you need to go. I don't want to keep you longer. So Jennifer was a guest on Thoughts Count Anywhere this morning. She came on in our second hour.
She's a keeper.
And when I mentioned, because we know Jennifer McCord's here to see you, she's not here to see me. She's never here to, But Jennifer heard who my guest was. She said, will she do a reading for me?
Of course I will.
I'm like, well, if you're going to stick around till then,
Actually,
I'm sure.
all people have to do is beg you to be on the show.
I know,
and
that's
I'd
it.
be
That's all I have to
delighted.
do. Right. You know what? That's pretty much all that it is. So why don't you come up, Jennifer?
Woohoo!
This Jennifer Santana, the GM of UW. Come on in between. You
Hi,
want to between or on
Jennifer.
your side?
No, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good. We're going to move this over here like this so you can reach in.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is with your left hand, I want you to draw me out 5 cards. Just leave them face down. So with your left hand, just draw me out 5 cards.
Okay.
Sorry, I moved a camera on air in there. So I'm going to tell you something right away before. Go ahead and finish doing your cards, but I'm not before the cards get turned over. I'm going to tell you a few things because I pick up vibes from people as soon as I kind of take a gander at them. Okay, it's not a bad thing. Yeah. So first thing I want to tell you is if you're looking to attract a fella that's worthy of you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready for this
Do
one.
not wear any rings on your left hand.
Okay.
No rings. Don't wear any rings at all on your left hand if you're looking to attract a fella that's worthy of you. All right? Because here's the thing. Yes, if they're really paying attention, they're going to go, well, it's not on your ring finger. But they're just going to see, it's like they're just going to see a ring and go, of course she's taken. All right? So here's the thing. And then the next time a guy says, well, gee, Jennifer, how come you're not married or how come you're not in a serious relationship? I want you to say, well, I'm still interviewing for my companion of choice. Right?
Yes.
Okay. In other words, you have nothing to prove to any fella. You're perfect the way you are. Do not fall all over yourself to get their attention. So, you know how if you ignore something, like if you ignore a cat, that cat's all over you because they actually think that's respectful. All right? So they'll give you their A game. They'll purr. They'll, cuddle up next to you. They'll do what they can to they'll meow at you. That's what you want. You want to treat a guy like he's a cat. Ignore him. Let him, there's an old saying from the 50s or 60s. He chased her till she caught him.
Yeah.
Okay? So here you go. You're perfect. Do not let, and if anyone makes you feel less than perfect, he's not the one. All right? Now, ooh, this is great. Okay, so.
I have a funny feeling Jennifer could have left right after that part and been very happy.
I was going to ask, what about the guys who are not worthy of me? How do I get those guys? I'm kidding.
Okay,
But
so
really how?
you have a really, really powerful card that's resonating to this month, July. So in traditional tarot, this is a card called the Chariot. So I want to describe that card. It shows a gladiator in a chariot. He's got a white sphinx and a black sphinx ahead of him at rest. He's holding the reins, which mean at any point he could actually tap the energies of that black or white sphinx. So some people think that the black sphinx represents evil and the white sphinx represents good. But to the gladiator, they just both represent energy, all right? How can I use the energy to move me forward? So there's that old saying, keep your enemies closer, right? There are people around you that you don't like, but they will help you. Without you even realizing it, they will help you.
Sorry.
So we want to tap that, okay?
Yeah.
We want to tap that. But I love the depiction of this card in my deck, which is burning away the bull crap to get to what's most important to you. What will move you forward? Don't look at the source of the energy. What energy will move you forward, right? So if there's a incredibly controversial sportsman, let's say some sports guy, Michael Vick, someone very controversial, and you actually end up standing next to him in a photo, it may actually propel you in a way that you don't expect, just because you're being polite. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the happy marriage card, all right? Now, it's reversed because you have a very keen or specific idea of what marriage looks like, all right? It's not necessarily a ring and a Range Rover, all right? But it's very specific that the fella you end up with has to be more successful than you are, okay?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing,
Yeah.
all right? But instead of stressing the idea of marriage, what I'd like you to do is look for your companion of choice. So that's the vibe. And you tell fellas that find themselves, that get past the third date with you, not many do, but the ones that get past the third date, you actually will make the statement, I'm not necessarily looking for a ring and a date, although a ring would be nice. Okay, so in other words, you're going to make sure you really like them. You're going to make sure that your mind connects with him first, more than anything else. But that card says, as soon as you start looking for the fella that's not a burden, then you find him. Because you've actually picked some losers before, and thank gosh you're coming out of that vibration now.
What?
I'm just saying.
Can we get the air on in here, please?
Wow,
It's
yeah.
getting hot up here. Is that air on over there?
All right.
Huh?
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Wasn't that
Wow.
fun?
Yeah, so the possibilities being upside down though, like
So, okay, possibilities is connected to the marriage card, which means the toads that have been presenting themselves are not worthy of you. All
toads.
right. This is you being nobody like, and nobody is like you out there. There's nobody in the world like you. So first you stop comparing yourself to everybody else or comparing your life path to anybody else. You just decide, I'm perfect the way I am. As soon as you go into that vibration, you're going to start attracting men that are perfect exactly the way they are. All right? Now, here's the thing. This is how I like to describe perfect love. I want you to think of a railroad track, all right? There are two rails. They're equally strong. They're going in the same direction. The ties behind the rails are the past experiences. The ties ahead of the rails are goals and future projects, all right? The things coming forward. But there has to be two equally strong rails with a certain amount of space between them, or the train can't go. You want the other rail.
yeah.
Okay? So it's not about you collapsing yourself into him or him collapsing himself into you. In other words, if someone is too impressed by what you do, it's probably the person you want to dismiss.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Okay. But this is saying that as soon as you decide you're perfect, I'm perfect exactly the way I am for this lifetime, for my job, for the people I'm connecting with, I'm perfect exactly the way I am, everything starts to shift.
Sweet.
Any questions?
No.
Okay.
All right, so
Thank you.
before you go, scale of 1 to 10, give me a rate. Was she close, not close?
It was pretty accurate.
Okay.
With the, yeah.
Okay. She hasn't failed anybody yet, so
No,
I
it
just,
was good.
it's all good. All right,
Yes,
give her a hand
thank
for
you
Jennifer
so
coming up
much.
here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, we're
That was
going to.
fun.
That was good. I mean, I'm I'm sitting here. I'm catching. I was looking at Jennifer's reactions as you were talking with her, and I could see in her mind going, "Yep, check that one off. Yep, check that one off." All right, we're going to step aside for our last break of the show. So this way, when we come back, it'll then be Jennifer McCord's time.
Woohoo!
Give Mona an opportunity to kind of. Oh, well, let's see. What's this? At psychic_wound from Twitter, I want to spend my time with people who don't look to be respected, but such good people won't want to spend their time with me. Huh? Kinda invertedly.
Okay.
Interesting thought, but we appreciate your comment. Hey, you're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, Mystic Mona.
Da-da-da-da.
Jennifer Santana just got read, and then coming up on the other side of the break, Jennifer McCord, who's been waiting a long time for this opportunity.
All the way from Hawaii.
Yes, we'll be right back.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Las Vegas, get ready. Ultimate Women of Wrestling UWW number 2 returns to Sahara, Las Vegas, Saturday, July 9th at 8 p.m. 6 exciting matches featuring Big Swole, Diamante, Lady Tapa, Viva Van, Zeta Zhang, Alex Gracia, the Renegade Twins, and many others. There will be a meet and greet for all ticket holders prior to the show. Also appearing will be Jen Santana, Shaw Guerrero, and special guest Charlie Haas. Learn more and get tickets at uwwevents.com.
Do you miss the taste of classic Italian food? Marsigliano's Pizza and More was recently voted number 29 in the country for its great tasting pizza, pastas, parmesanas, strombolis, and desserts. If it's not on the menu, owner Richie will have it made for you. Marsigliano's can now take care of all your catering needs. Marsigliano's is located at 8125 West Sahara Avenue. Whether it's dine-in, take-out, or delivery, you'll love the food and keep coming back. Call 702-979-9222. That's 702-979-9222 to enjoy the best Italian food in Vegas.
Go Live Vegas Studios, a unique multi-camera social media virtual content creators paradise. We offer high-end services using live streaming and film production for your personal or corporate, commercial or event and campaign needs. Pre-record or live stream to your audience on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. Fun and interactive with social media comments, phone lines, live remotes, audio Foley sounds, and Snapchat filters. Be creative, get recognized, and make money. We help you by providing an all in-house production team. Visit our website at golive.vegas.
Hey, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studio. Hi, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mystic Mona, my special guest as always. We love having her on
Thank
here
you.
because she touches. You know, I just love watching the reaction of people when they have their reading with her. And keep in mind, folks, this is a mini reading, is what you call this, right?
Yeah, this is a mini reading.
So if somebody wants a full reading, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, Mona@mysticmona.com, Mona.Vegas, or you can email me through my website. That's how you get a hold of me. I'm super easy to get a hold of. It's if you look up Mystic Mona on the internet, you'll find me really fast. But it's Mona@mysticmona.com, or just go to my website, which is www.mona.vegas.
And it's not Vegas, so you
Yeah.
need to change that graphic there, Mr. Producer.
Well, mysticmona.com works too.
Oh, it does. Okay,
oh, yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
He's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
they
mind.
all go to ones. I have like 50 domains. I'm a domain
They all go to
slut.
one place?
Yeah.
Worst case
Yeah.
scenario, you can always contact me and I will
Right.
get information to Mona. Or if you sit and close your eyes really, really tight and send
Concentrate.
her a mental message,
Do-do-do-do.
she'll get it.
Yes.
All right, joining me now is someone that we have not really seen on camera. She's joined us for a couple of our shows this week, and this is Jennifer McCord.
Jennifer.
Dare I say that Jennifer
Hello.
is an Uber fan? Would be putting it mildly, but
And you can't see her eyes from where you are, but her eyes are absolutely gorgeous. Like
Thank you.
sky blue, beautiful, like
Thank you.
tropical sea eyes.
absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
the last time Mona was on, Jennifer called in from Hawaii. By the way, I'm playing dual roles here, as you can see. I'm playing
You're a
camera.
giver.
Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome. Jennifer called in all the way from Hawaii,
Did.
and she got a mini reading over the phone. And
Yes.
as we know, Jennifer, we've been talking about Jennifer for about a month now, is in town, and she specifically wanted to know when Mystic Mona was coming on and if it was going to work out while she's in town. And I said, Jennifer, guess what? It's working.
First, she begged you.
She did. Yes.
Maybe
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Also, too, as I've been putting messages in the chat room, you do have an option to call in if you want to get a quick reading. But wait till
Right.
she's done the reading with Jennifer. 702-329-6947. If you're listening on the app, you want to call in, that's fine. If we run out of time at 1 o'clock, hey, we'll go over a little bit. If you want to get your reading, not a problem. We'll just put an extra quarter in the slot. Okay, so Jennifer,
Okay, you ready?
it's all yours
Yes.
and
Okay.
Mona.
Okay.
So with your left hand, I want you to draw me out 5 cards and leave them face down right here in front. Little pile of cards. She's got her pink sparkly nails. They look lucky.
Well, I like the hovering hand thing she just did there.
Sorry, I'm slow here.
Yeah, you're fine. It's all part of the process.
I love the hand hovering.
I know, right? Okay, cool. So we'll just put these to side because we're not using those. Okay, so I want to tell you something interesting about your cards is that you have the number 17, you have the number 8. Number 17 in numerology reduces to 8. 8 is the number of fate, karma, and destiny, okay? So I keep getting this nobody can beat you up like you can vibe, that you're incredibly self-critical. And part of the reason that you're self-critical is because I think that you're coming out of a vibration that you don't think you deserve whatever it is. All right. Now, what's funny is that this is how lucky you are. You actually are incredibly lucky. And you're pretty good at managing your luck. So if you hit like a $500 jackpot, you will get up from the machine and go somewhere else, maybe clear across the casino or whatever it is. But this is actually saying how lucky you are. Now, this is an interesting card because when you get the Lover's card in this position, it's actually the best way to get the Lover's card. So it's not about an immediate sexual or lustful attraction. It's actually about finding somebody that you can really talk to and that you really get to know.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you something. Sorry if I hit a nerve. You've got to fall in love with yourself first. And you haven't been sleeping well, you're not eating well, you're not doing things to take care of yourself at the level that you should. And what it's saying here is that first we have to fall in love with ourselves. So I want you to love you like you would a puppy or a kitten that doesn't know better. Okay?
Okay.
So you know you'll have a kitten, they'll barf in your shoes. Oh, that was so cute. So what if they were my Pradas? Right. I mean, seriously, you will forgive. They're very good, Aaron. You'll forgive that, right? So there's this, it feels like a purge that you do of any negative feelings, that you're going to let go of those things, because I actually think that your next adventure is love. You can handle anything else going on in your life right now. Now, there's something that you are particularly good at, and it's creative. So it's writing, acting, performing, macrame, singing, cooking, whatever it is, there's something you're really good at. And it's time to put that in the spotlight. So when you find yourself kind of going down your own personal little rabbit hole, it's much better for you to concentrate on the thing that you know you're amazing at and dive in both feet. Jump in both feet. Geez, I'm mixing up my metaphors here. So
Welcome to my world.
I understand. So, but it's time to let go of what's not working for you, letting go of people that are jerks around you. It's time for you to not cater to the people that are not worthy of them to be in your life. Do you see what I mean? But this is, not only is this how lucky you are, it's also a new beginning. But these two cards literally represent that I think you're finally ready for the adventure of love.
Correct.
Do you have any questions?
When will that happen? When do you see that happening?
So I actually think that you have a couple power months coming up right now, which would be August and September. So it's going to be on the path of your own personal evolution or revolution that happens, that you actually may be acquainted with this person.
Okay.
But I don't think that it goes into anything, it doesn't tip over into like a love interest until a little later. So it could be somebody you learn something from. Like, for example, if you were an amazing cook, right? And you decided that you were going to learn to make the most amazing spring rolls on the planet. So you took a how to make spring rolls class.
Right.
And someone in the class or someone teaching the class is somebody that you find kind of fun. But you might not initially find that person necessarily attractive because you don't know them yet.
Okay.
Okay. But here's the thing is that what it's saying is the very first step toward this energy is you falling in love with yourself first.
Okay. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Now you do things the hard way. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the easy way and the hard way. You will pick the hard way every time. And so what this is saying is we got to stop choosing the hard way. All right? Stop trying to hit your head against a door that's not opening anymore. All right? Anything else you want to ask?
I do have a question. I have actually multiple people that want me to move to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Multiple people. I feel like there's all this, and it's good, like energy, good things. And I was like, should I, or should I stay in Hawaii? Because I'm feeling like I have like 8 more years before I retire, 8 or 9, and just finish that out and then move here. Or do you think I should? What
So
do you think? What do you see?
this is not saying a move yet.
Okay.
All right. If I were a magic 8-ball and you asked me that question, I would actually turn it over and the magic 8-ball would say, ask again later.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think it's good timing. I think you have unfinished business in Hawaii, and it could be that you retire from your day job or your regular job, whatever it is, so you have all the benefits, and then you move here. Or you start planning it that you come and do your projects here in Vegas during the times that the airfare is incredibly attractive.
Okay. Do you think I'll meet this person in Hawaii? The love interest in Hawaii or somewhere else?
Okay. It's a vibration first.
Okay.
So as soon as you shift the vibration, this person shows up.
Okay.
Okay. But the thing is that remember how you're very critical, you're very self-critical.
Correct.
And the other
Yes.
thing is you have a very high sense of perfection, which means sometimes you don't try some of the brilliant ideas you have, specifically because you've already talked yourself out of them. Okay? So I want you to try and fail, try and succeed, try and succeed. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's
I
like
do.
you have the problem with being talented at a lot of things is that you have to focus on one. So I'm going to go to the City Slickers message, that one thing, whatever that one thing is. And now that one thing could move you to Vegas sooner than later. And should the doors fly wide open for that, those are the doors you step through. But if it feels like it would be difficult, I'm sorry, I'm flashing on my own personal story. Years and years and years ago when I was young and hot and stupid, because there was a time, all right, that I did a huge favor for someone. Well, then they turned around and said, well, why don't you move here and you can stay with us for as long as you need to stay with us. And because, you were really here for us when we needed somebody to be here. So I actually did that. Again, young and hot and stupid. So I moved clear across the country with one steamer trunk. I show up. I have no rental car. I call these people. They're like, oh, you're actually here. So they came and picked me up, and they gave me a little tiny room in their space. And within 2 weeks, they were already making noise about, well, when are you moving? When are you moving? Now, you got to remember, I ended up covering their rent for 3 months.
goodness.
That's the kind
Okay.
of money I gave them. And now they're like, oh, when are you moving? When are you moving? So it was a very hard lesson, but I learned it. Okay? So if the door flies wide open and you can do it without actually necessarily having to rely on somebody else but your own mojo, then when those doors fly wide open, that's the right timing. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask? Because you flew all the way from Hawaii, so
Right, might as well get your money's worth.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay.
We got to make
Health-wise.
this the
quick.
last one.
Okay. Do you see me losing weight? That's a big thing in my life.
First,
that I'm
we
trying
cut
to-
out all the white food. No starch, no pasta, no sugar,
Okay.
no salt,
Okay.
no flour, no rice, no bread, all of those white food
Okay.
things, all right?
Okay.
And you learn to basically take one meal a day and stretch that one meal over 3 meals.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
how you'll lose the weight.
Okay.
And then move a little bit, water exercises,
Exactly.
walking. that
Okay,
kind of thing.
gotcha.
Yeah. But yes, you can. And as a matter of fact, if you're on any medications, once you lose the weight you need to lose, you actually get to dump those medications.
Excellent, because that's one of the goals. One
Well,
of the
no, it's the
reasons.
big motivation.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
And you read about that in my book.
Yes.
All
you
right.
go.
So on a scale of 1 to
Thank you.
10, Miss Jennifer, where are we at on a scale of 1 to 10?
Really. I mean, there's things that are going to seem to happen in the future, but that are unknown yet. And I just, this is really helpful. Thank you very much.
the more
Right
you're in the moment, the more gifts that come to you.
Okay.
So I think you got this, girl. You really do have gorgeous eyes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
That was great. There was a lot of stuff in there. My arm is getting numb.
Oh,
so
I'm
no, you're good. By the way, the first video actually stopped at like
Okay.
6
Oh,
minutes, so
man.
I just restarted it.
thank you.
So you have
Okay.
2
Yeah,
parts in
yeah.
there. All right, great stuff.
Thank you.
By the way, I just saw in my chat room that Grandma, how do you pronounce it? Basil? How does she? Basil is watching also.
Oh,
Yeah, nice. She's
Grandma.
watching. Yeah, hey, Krista, call in. Let's have Grandma Basil call in and let's have her.
Oh,
let's do a
funny.
mini reading with her. Good stuff. Was it worth the trip and wait?
absolutely.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Jennifer.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Jennifer.
All right, we're going to stop for a quick break because I want to take care of some business, just a little more business with Mona, and then we'll check out for the day. You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back.
Woohoo. Woohoo.
All right, that's fine. We'll give you a second. Christina, all. Las Vegas, get ready. Ultimate Women of Wrestling UWW number 2 returns to Sahara, Las Vegas, Saturday, July 9th at 8 p.m. 6 exciting matches featuring Big Swole, Diamante, Lady Tapa, Viva Van, Zeta Zhang, Alex Gracia, the Renegade Twins, and many others. There will be a meet and greet for all ticket holders prior to the show. Also appearing will be Jen Santana, Shaw Guerrero, and special guest Charlie Haas. Learn more and get tickets at uwwevents.com.
Do you miss the taste of classic Italian food? Marsigliano's Pizza and More was recently voted number 29 in the country for its great tasting pizza, pastas, parmesanas, strombolis, and desserts. If it's not on the menu, owner Richie will have it made for you. Marsigliano's can now take care of all your catering needs. Marsigliano's is located at 8125 West Sahara Avenue. Whether it's dine-in, take-out, or delivery, you'll love the food and keep coming back. Call 702-979-9222. That's 702-979-9222 to enjoy the best Italian food in Vegas.
Go Live Vegas Studios, a unique multi-camera social media virtual content creators paradise. We offer high-end services using live streaming and film production for your personal or corporate, commercial or event, and campaign needs. Pre-record or live stream to your audience on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. Fun and interactive with social media comments, phone lines, live remotes, audio Foley sounds, and Snapchat filters. Be creative, get recognized, and make money. We help you by providing an all in-house production team. Visit our website at golive.vegas.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips, my wonderful guest, Miss Mystic Mona.
May I make one comment?
Please, just
Okay.
one. You can take 2, as far as I'm
No,
concerned.
I want to say this because after doing both of Jennifer's readings, I think I need to remind them that competition is an illusion. Nobody does what you do, what I do, the way you or I do it. It's unique to you. And as soon as you stop comparing yourself to other people, when you get out of the idea of envy, everything shifts for you. It's like everybody's path is unique to them. You know, the fact that you have created Aaron's Hour over the last year and done a phenomenal job
Thank you.
creating this really great presence.
Thank you.
Well, nobody does it the way you do. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron has set up this whole beautiful go live, right? And he's drawing in all these amazing guests, all these amazing programs. Well, again, nobody does it the way he does.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? So, you know, there's that old saying, just be yourself, everybody else is taken.
Right. That's
You know?
very
I
true.
think Winston Churchill might have said that. So, anyway.
Oh, special shout out. I just found out. I just
What?
saw My wife is listening,
Woohoo!
so I got to be careful
love
now.
her.
So, no, I'm only kidding. Wifey, if you'd like to call in for a mini read, I would love to hear
Hi,
Mystic's got
honey.
702-329-6947. Actually, the phone line's open for anybody. We're obviously it's 1 o'clock. Want to thank you everybody for hanging with us here at Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. We're going to go over just a little bit. If there's anybody else that wants to sneak in to get a reading, give us a call at 702-329-6947. 1-855-502-4321. If you're outside the United States. In either case, though, press the number 1 to come into the studio and chat with Mona. Be great if you'd like to get a quick read. So while we're waiting to see if anybody else wants to chime in, I kind of teased it. Now, you obviously do some traveling, and I know you don't always travel by
Right.
car.
Right.
The airline companies.
Oh,
I
my
mean, right
gosh.
now it's a craw in my backside because it hurts everybody. But
Right.
now this is twice in about 2 weeks that it affect my family.
Right.
Where my sister back east is, upset and disappointed that my dad couldn't get back there now. My wife was supposed to go back a
Right,
couple of weeks ago.
right.
What's your thoughts on all this? What's going on? I mean, this is crazy stuff.
Okay, so it'll all even out, and I actually think that there's a lot of kids joining the Air Force just so they could be pilots right now, because I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
It's that, I have a big shout out for how fabulous the military is, because what other job pays you, feeds you, clothes you, houses you,
Right.
and feeds
And
you.
educate you.
And educates you.
Right.
Right. I mean, what other job does that?
Right. Some of
I
the
mean,
best
unless-
education.
Right. I mean, there are very few jobs that you can work and stay there and learn something new.
Right.
Right. So, I've actually had several clients that they've been, my son he's going to be 18. He doesn't know what to do. Well, I'm suggesting that he go join the Air Force and become a pilot.
Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I know who it is.
Oh,
Caller, thank you for calling all the way from Canada.
Canada.
It's
How-
Krista.
Krista, how are you?
Hi, Krista.
I'm good.
Good. Well, say hi to Mystic Mona.
Hi,
Oh,
Krista.
hi, Mystic Moda. I can never wait until you're on.
Aw.
She's another one that gets her. When do you have a Mona on? When do you have a Mona on? I want to get her
That's
on.
so
It's
sweet.
like, all right.
Do you want to ask a specific question, or you just want me to tell you what the cards want to tell you?
Just something. Just give it to me the way you.
Give it to me, baby.
Do your thing.
Straight up. Give it to me. Straight up. All right. She's picking your cards. Let's see what we got.
Wow. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this card.
Yep. There you
Okay.
go.
It's a card called the Master. It's the best card. It's the most powerful card in the whole deck. But what's even more interesting is you have this card, which in traditional tarot is a card called the World. It's the most successful card in the deck. Now, you have this card reversed. So I'm going to show you. All right. Now, the card reversed is not a bad card. It just means that there's something you need to finish or complete in order to have the future or the life you want to have moving forward. But for someone to get both of these cards, it is the most successful card that you can get in tarot, which is called the World in traditional tarot. And the Master card that is in this deck is an extra card in this deck. And it literally means the force of spirit working through you, and you are representing the highest form of spirit with who you are. So what it says is that the more you that you bring forward, the more successful you're going to be. What's also interesting here is that you may be at a point right now where you're letting go of what you've done as a day job, that you might be considering retiring or stepping back from that job in some way. I'm totally supporting that for you to go toward the thing that you most want to do. And here's the thing, there's a fella over here coming up in your cards that's kind of proved to be a bit of a jerk. I could use stronger words. But there's this fella here that he's just really not up to caliber for you. And I think you've learned the lesson of that relationship. So it's time to step back from it and turn it into a friendship and not anything romantic. Do you recognize this man?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. No, that's fine. But what this literally says is that you're ready for the real kind of relationship that feels more like your companion of choice. Like I said to the first Jennifer earlier, that you're ready for someone that can actually truly be your partner and create life with you. You see? Do you have any questions?
No, nothing.
Oh, all right.
But thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Krista.
Thank you, Krista.
All right.
Say hi to Grandma for us.
How cute. That's funny.
Hey, you know what? I think first of all, I want to give a disclaimer to people out there and Mona's been very clear about this up front. There are people out there that talk to the in another world, those who passed, and all that sort of stuff. That's not Mona's forte.
Yeah, I don't.
Can she do it? Maybe. I don't know. We've never really talked about it. You don't generally do that. But this is where the people that reach out to you have their biggest interest, is wanting to know what your thoughts and what you're seeing, right?
Well, so I don't advertise anywhere that I'm a medium.
Right.
And my definition of medium is someone who can connect with those people who have passed on the other side. That's not my specialty. It's not that I haven't gotten messages occasionally. As a matter of fact, today represents the birthday of a very, very dear friend who passed, and today's his birthday. And I remember shortly after he passed, I was sitting in my chair, I had a cat on my lap, and I actually said his name. And right in my ear, he says, "Why, hello there."
Oh my gosh.
And my whole body went goose flesh. So, as a matter of fact, it's doing that right now. Because it was just so profound. And it's just interesting that I'm addressing this particular subject on this fella's birthday, which means if I were to have a familiar on the other side, if I were to have a connection on the other side, I would think my friend would be delighted to help me with that. But the reason why I don't concentrate on that is because that's about dwelling in the past.
Right.
And see, the way my readings work is it's this moment forward. It's what the vibration is now moving forward. And so that's where people get more benefit.
Mm-hmm.
If you agree with what I've said, then your spirit is going to align with that.
Right.
If it's an affirmation of something you already know, your spirit is going to align with that. Some people just go, I needed validation on something I was thinking. So they come to me. I give them the validation. It's interesting because, again, I think that the people that are supposed to come to see me or have a reading with me, they find me.
Right.
Yeah.
From Twitter, Kat at Cringe Rap says, I love her so much.
Aw, thank you,
I hope that's
Kat.
pertaining to you. I don't know if you know Kat, but
She might love Jennifer.
that could be too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you did talk about cats before with the first Jennifer. So
Yeah,
I mean,
there
her
you
name
go.
is Kat with a
There you
K.
go. And you know, I am a cat person.
Yes.
All of our cats are rescues because that's how we roll in our household. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
702-329-6947. We have time for maybe one more call if someone wants to sneak in
Like
before.
right now. Yeah.
So while we're waiting to see if that happens, contact information. You said some stuff maybe, and you're in a quiet period right now, but what else might be brewing for you?
Well, there's something I'm trying to work. Well, I'm working with a couple of organizations about having a quote residency.
Okay.
So there's a couple of clubs downtown that I've been reaching out to, that it would be nice on the slower days of the week for them, say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that they could have Mystic Mona there during happy hours. So,
Sure.
So I'm working on that. And you know, there's always stuff brewing, you know. There's always stuff brewing.
There you go.
And you just got to pay attention to what's coming across your radar. Because I actually think that a whole bunch of stuff is meant for you, and meant for me, and meant for Jennifer, and meant for Aaron. I mean, it's just the thing that's meant for you will be drawn to you.
Mr. Producer, we have somebody sneaking in through the door over there. You met Raquel last time, yes? We were that Aaron's wife, yes? She loves Mona.
Aw, thank you, Raquel.
Do you want? I think she's in here for a reason.
Are we doing a spontaneous reading for Raquel?
That could be. Come on, Raquel. Come on
Come
over
on
here.
over.
Come on.
If I'm supposed to find you, I will.
Come on over.
Well, considering she's in the studio right here, you
Okay,
couldn't find her too hard.
Consider you
And
found.
nobody was phoning, so I felt bad. So
Oh.
here I am.
She could have read me.
So is this a pity reading? Is that
No, it's
okay?
not.
All right.
No, not
So
at
with
all.
your left hand,
Uh-oh.
what was that? With your left hand, draw me 5 cards and leave them face down.
That one fell out, so I had to take it.
Awesome.
It was sending you a message. Pick it.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
So you have so this is the card of the psychic gift that you have so you have 2 major cards in this little 5-card spread. I'm going to get to those last.
Okay.
You're working your butt off here, but you don't feel appreciated. I'm just saying. Okay.
And
Now,
the producer says, "Uh-oh."
and this is saying that you, it's about you taking your happiness seriously without getting permission from other people to do it. So don't bounce off your ideas to anyone. Just decide I'm going to try it, and if I fail, well then I'll dismiss it. But if I try it and it works, then I'll tell people. You see what I mean?
Okay.
And this is, again, you work really hard. It doesn't feel like you get a lot of credit. And this is the card that says if you still have a day job, it feels very tedious to you. You're still good at it, but you're super bored. Do you actually work a regular day job?
I did, but I got bored, so I don't anymore.
Okay, there you go. So this is you taking your happiness seriously to find the thing that fills up your day, that gives you a sense of peace, purpose, and love. All right. Now, these two cards. This is the card of the psychic gift, and this is the card of you choosing to be in this lifetime in the first place. So I think you have avoided or dismissed your own intuitive ability. You've downplayed it. You've dismissed it. You haven't done anything to nurture it. And what it's saying is that that may be the thing that you do that takes your happiness seriously, is that you relax into your own intuitive gift. You know what would be so fun? And I get so much creative energy with you. I mean, I get artist, writer, screenplay, that sort of thing. But what would be so fun for you, and of course I'm throwing it out here to the universe so somebody else might steal the idea, but I'm going to give it to you, is wouldn't it be fun if you did stories of intuition, where you actually looked up stories of people's own intuitive mojo? Some of it could be connected to gambling. Some of it could be connected to avoiding an accident. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the connection to the intuitive from basically non-intuitive people.
Okay.
It's that gut feeling of maybe I shouldn't take that trip this weekend. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I think you could find a lot of those stories just on the internet, through old newspapers of someone following a feeling. That's the name of it, Following the Feeling.
Oh, I like that.
Wow, that's the name. Because I'm not going to write it,
Okay.
but you could. You see what I'm saying? It's like I give people ideas all the time. I'm not going to do them. I'm not going to do those ideas, but the other people might do those ideas.
Okay.
So, but I like the follow the feeling thing with you, because it could be bigger than that. It could be a cookbook. Follow the feeling. What's your body craving?
Ooh, that's how I cook.
See?
It is. And I never taste my own food.
Right.
But it always works.
Until dinner time.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But
Like I make the best quiches on the planet. My quiche recipes, and I don't actually write them down. I just do them. And so the one that I sent away to some friends this weekend was a cheese and mushroom quiche and a chili relleno quiche, which was out of this world. I'll tell you. Oh my God, lots of cheese. Just saying. Don't scrimp on the frickin' cheese. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
no, that sounds fun. Oh yeah, travel. Am I stuck here? Is this it, or am I going
Stuck here.
somewhere? Well, sometimes I feel stuck.
okay.
I used to travel all
Okay.
the time.
Remember, I keep getting the whole follow the feeling thing. So even if it's just a overnight trip to Mount Charleston, that would be very reviving for you.
Yes.
So that's what it literally says. Follow the feeling. So there's travel here. It's just you're only going to do it if it's not a pain in the Watusi.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
I have one more request for someone
Yes,
to
dear.
get their reading while
Yes.
Raquel is here.
Sure.
So I want our producer to set the camera.
Oh,
So
yes.
he's on camera with you.
Yes.
Well, actually, he can control the cameras on his phone.
Right.
And so I want Mr. Aaron Ellicus to come up here.
Aaron.
Yes, and get a mini reading from Mona.
All right,
Raquel,
come on up.
let him have you can have his
Yes.
space. Come on,
Yes,
here, take
yes,
your phone.
yes, yes,
This way, if you want to record him getting red, come on, bud. I've let you escape all of this every other time Mona's been on with us, but not this time.
All right, honey
since
bunny.
your significant other.
Okay, so with your left.
So everybody, this is Aaron Ellicus. This is a guy who does everything behind the
Aaron.
scenes.
Hello, hey, I can't do the clapping thing. I can
Okay.
No.
All right. So with
Change
your
cameras.
with your left hand, I want you to draw me 5 cards and leave them face down.
It's a good thing he knows his left from his right.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Meticulous. I'm saying it. They're meticulous. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, so what's really interesting is that your lovely wife got this card too, which is a card called the Fool. Now you have it reversed. So when you get the Fool, oh, no. When you get the Fool upright, it means you can't wait to be in this life. You just want the experience of being human. You're just here that whatever comes your way, you're going to deal with it. That's her. But you came in this lifetime with a purpose, all right?
I'm a little tall.
So part of your blessing is the fact that you married someone that tells you the truth.
Yeah, she does.
Right? She doesn't hold anything back, but she has a way of presenting the truth without being offensive. So she can say, you know, honey bunny, hold on. I would say this is very akin to her style. You know, honey bunny, have you ever thought about blah, 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 whatever blah, blah, blah is. So what she's doing is that she knows it's a great idea, but she's hoping that you own the great idea by asking the question. That's how she does it. Honey, have you ever thought about whatever it is? Right? And so what happens is that if you haven't thought about it, now you will think about it. But if you have thought about it, you can own the idea. Okay? So she's, the two of you together are pretty freaking awesome. Because,
I know, right?
Because there's this, it feels like there's this lovely dance between the two of you, right? The two of
It's
you.
more of like a kickboxing.
No,
type.
not at all. You're lying. So the other thing
Don't
too.
fool a mystic.
Here's the other thing: is that we're going to get really truthful here. The two of you don't really like a lot of people. You'd rather be by yourself doing your thing than with the majority of the people that are around you. It's not that you're not nice and polite to those people, but how many people could you invite over to fall asleep on your couch watching Netflix? There are not very many people that you would do that.
Can't think of one.
Right, there you go. So you're feeling a little frustrated that things haven't happened the way you'd hoped, okay? Because you're working really hard. You also may have trouble sleeping.
Yes.
So it may be that not only are you having trouble sleeping, but you might be disrupting your wife's sleep. I'm just saying, okay?
You're scaring me, you know
okay,
that, right?
so here's
Why do you think I'm not getting another reading?
So here's the other card. Now that's a really interesting card. So the fact you have
Can we
this.
hold that up? But not to this camera, just.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, there we go. What card is that?
So in traditional tarot, I'm going to tell you what the traditional tarot meaning of this card is. It's called the Devil. Now you have it reversed. No, it's not bad. It's just, it means temptation, literally. It also can mean addiction, all right? Addicted to something that's not healthy. But the way you have it is that you're recognizing the addiction, or you've already grown or outgrown the addiction.
Okay.
So sometimes I see that when someone has given up a bad habit, like smoking, drinking, eating white food, whatever it is. It's like, it's
Keep going.
yeah, it's as though you've given that up. So the fact that it's still here is it's still part of your vibration that you're making sure that you're not tempted.
Gotcha.
It's like
Hard to do in Vegas.
well, it is hard to do in Vegas, but what it's saying is that part of your karmic journey was to actually dive in and experience something to its nth degree, and
I
then
have.
come back on the other side of it.
Yep.
That's why the card's coming up reversed.
Isn't that cool?
Do you have any questions?
No, you're dead on, like dead on.
Okay. Well,
Dead
you were
on.
ready to hear it, or you wouldn't have stepped up.
True.
Okay.
Not that I had anything to do with pressuring him to get up here.
Oh,
mind
no,
you,
not at
but,
all.
you
I'm
know.
going to say this guy.
Yeah.
What?
Because, hey, if I did it,
Oh,
I've been read before.
Yeah, he's like a couple
You
times.
haven't been read before.
Yeah.
I've been read before. You want me to do it again? Just
I think so, yeah. We all want to see it.
my
Let's
studio
get it.
audience wants. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. All right.
Well, see.
Honey, I hope you're not listening. I hope
Okay,
you're.
so once you draw the 5 cards, you can go back to your little seat over there.
Okay.
So left hand, draw me 5 cards and leave them face down.
Lots of talking here.
I know. Well,
So-
my mic's over there.
That's all right. We don't
So-
have to talk.
There we go.
We can have a moment of quiet.
Moment of silence.
A moment.
Well, for my
A
reading.
mona of silence.
A mona of
Oh,
silence.
that's
Oh, I
so
like that.
funny.
That's good. All right. Jennifer, this is because of you. All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's a-
so. No,
Gosh.
that's a beautiful card. I'll
Okay.
tell you why in a minute. So we know that you're already married to the right person, because your life moves forward in a very good way because the love life, your personal life is established. So we're good on the marriage thing. So
Can we take a quick call? Is that going to disrupt anything? Can I put her, Chris? All right, Christina, I see that you're there. Can you just hang on for a moment? Would that be all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Hang on.
Okay.
Don't
Hang
go
on.
anywhere.
This is you making a total commitment to your work. You're already doing that. So that the more you brand yourself, the more you lead with Aaron's Hour, the more you make this. Yes, you have a day job. Yes,
Right.
you're doing other stuff. But we've got to make our identity. You have to make your identity the thing you lead with.
Okay.
So if someone says, what do you do for work? Say, well, I host Aaron's Hour. I have some of the most meaningful and amazing people on my program.
Okay.
Do you know anyone?
Okay.
Right? But it's literally saying you lead with Aaron's Hour.
Okay.
These two cards are talking about, because they kind of represent the same thing. This is you going with the flow of the moment. So the more you're in the moment, like right now, you just decided spontaneously to have a reading with me. That's you being in the moment. This card talks about that your own imagined restraints are about to fade away. Now let's get to this card. So there's a card here that's totally black, all right? But it doesn't mean anything bad. It's like taking a picture of an elephant from an inch away with a Polaroid camera. When you develop the film, it's going to look just like this.
Okay.
So what's happening here is your potential is so big, we can't even put a picture on the card.
Oh.
That's what that card means.
Okay.
And it's about following your rules, not how everybody else did it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now we'll do Christine.
Christina Alden, how are you, Christina?
Hello, I'm doing great, thanks.
Christina, I met years and years and years ago through networking. She is probably one of the most, I don't want to say influential, but she is so good at what she does, motivating people and talking with people, whether it's one-on-one or group or 1,000. So, Christina, I'm honored that you've checked in on my show today.
That's so sweet.
And are calling in to have your cards read by Mona. So it's all yours. Go.
Okay, so I'm going to, do you have a specific question or you just want me to tell you what the cards want to tell you?
Let's see what the cards have to say, darling.
Okay. All right, so I'm drawing your cards right now with my left hand. Oh, wow. So if you were in any kind of a lawsuit that involved you getting rewarded with money, what it's saying here is you're about to win, but it won't be to the monetary level that you hope. But there will be some sort of an outcome, some sort of financial award. Now, the thing is that you've done everything you can connected with it. You just have to keep turning over any of your frustration, any of your worry to spirit right now. Just keep turning it over to a power greater than you, because you have this card here. It's a card that's called Breakthrough. And in traditional tarot, it means justice. So it means that the universe is rewarding you karmically for something. So it's not specifically a lawsuit. There's something about to circle around for you to reward you financially in some way. But you've already done everything you can do because you've already worked your butt off to get to where you are. Now we need to go into receptive mode. So this is drawing to you what you want. This is not about you chasing anything. It's about you just being magnetic. So, and this makes sense, more sense to you than it does to me. But the card that has impressed me the most in your reading is literally this card of the universe is trying to reward you. That's literally this card, okay? So I just want you to be
Yay.
open to receive your blessings because they're falling on you. Do you have any questions?
Love it. No, that's great. Thank you.
Christina, so good to hear from you. Let's connect. Let's do lunch or something. We haven't chatted
I
in a
would
long
love
time.
that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been hibernating, so as I come out of hibernation, I absolutely am happy to do that. And, you know, maybe I'll be sharing my rewards with you, Eric.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
I love that. And then we can share them together on my show someday, too.
That's right. Wouldn't that be fun?
You got it. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Christina.
friend.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, darling. Oh, that was so cool. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, everybody. I mean, you know, I sit here in awe. And again, I want to thank everybody for
Aw.
hanging with you. Aw. Aw. I want to thank everybody for hanging with us because I've been watching the views on the show, and they have not been fluctuating. They've been hanging strong, which is why
that's
we've
so
now gone
nice.
almost 30 minutes beyond
all right.
normal, which is absolutely terrific. I want to thank Go
Well,
Live Vegas for letting
people,
us do
people
that.
warm up. See, they get
Yeah.
they get a little afraid about calling in,
Yeah.
and then when they warm up and go, oh, she's not going to say something mean to me.
Right.
You know, my goal is always to be super supportive. so-
Absolutely, and you are. You absolutely are. That's why you don't see any hinky stuff here.
Right.
Real quickly, website.
Mona.Vegas.
There you go. Check it out. She does long sessions, regular sessions. You can book sessions with her.
Right,
You
right.
don't have to wait just for an event or to come in from Hawaii to get your
Right.
cards right.
Yeah, you don't have to travel all the way
All
from
right.
Hawaii.
Next week, Jody Rocco will be here on my show.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that'd be fun. Millie Vanilli. A lot going on. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's been great. Appreciate everybody. I had some other things in my head. Happy July 4th to everybody out there. Happy birthday to the country.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Make sure that this weekend you start with 10 fingers and 10 toes, and you end the weekend with 10 fingers and 10 toes. And happy birthday, America. Next time I speak to you all, I'll be a year older.
Woohoo! Happy birthday!
Yay,
Woohoo!
me. All right. Be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. Have a great week, everybody, from all of us here at Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.